Adam Hogue of the Adjuncts spent some time traveling after high school.
I had lived out of the country for a couple of years in Korea, and then about 2 years ago I came back and we started playing music again. So we started this thing called the Adjuncts.
What's it like to return to Rhode Island after traveling the world for a couple of years? That's one of the things we'll be talking about in today's episode of Tell Me About Your Song.
Ooh, I left all of my memories in a box over the sea.
Hello, and welcome to Tell Me About Your Song, the podcast where I talk to musicians and songwriters about a song they've written. Today I'm talking to the Adjuncts. The song they'll be talking about is named 2 Years, and versions of it are available on a number of albums on their Bandcamp page, which is theadjuncts.bandcamp.com. So introduce yourselves, guys.
My name's Adam Hogue, and I play guitar and sing in the Adjuncts.
Hi, I'm Jason Dolbec, and I play the drums.
Okay, so where would you like to start with the song, guys?
We've been playing in bands since like high school. We're both from Woonsocket. We grew up across the street from each other. So we go way back. We're in like a jam band in high school that I like to say was marginally famous, but we weren't at all.
At Mount St. Charles.
At Mount St. Charles. And Woonsocket High, we got third place in their Battle of the Bands one year.
Oh, hey, how many bands?
There was a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We beat,
Well, there's like
the
a few
hip-hop guy
different
did
rounds.
good.
$50. I think we went to Applebee's after or something.
$50. Went to Applebee's. So that gave us the taste of the,
Fame
good
and
life.
fortune.
The good life, yeah. So we did that, and then I went to college, and I had lived out of the country for a couple of years in Korea, and then about 2 years ago I came back and we started playing music again. So we started this thing called the Adjuncts, and just started writing songs kind of just together again. Jay was playing drums and I was just playing guitar. And this one we brought because it's really like the first song I feel like we wrote as a band after we brought Jim on as a bassist, who's another Woonsocket guy that we knew for a long time. I don't know if you want.
Yeah, well, when you came back, I wanted to start playing drums, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity. There was always like a kit around, maybe in a garage, but nobody really knew how to play it. At that time, though, I decided to use it as an opportunity to teach myself the drums, and it's challenging because he likes to write songs very fast. So as a new drummer was coming up,
I don't like to perfect them either. Just I find that I like to write things quick and to the point. Maybe part of it's because
Sure.
the idea of like a thesis, get to the point kind of thing with songs. And like I just feel like a lot of songs and rock songs, you do the 3 minutes and you do your time with that, and the verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. You don't need to. So a lot of our songs are like this, where it's just like a linear kind of 2-minute thing where it'll be like a verse, a chorusy thing, and then the end of it. That's it. So I like to just say what I need to say, have few lyrics, because I'm not a very good lyricist. I just like to say what I have to say, and then
I disagree.
Finish it. You disagree. Thank you.
So in the beginning, though, I didn't really know where it was gonna go. I don't know if you were on the same page with that. It seemed kind of like
we were kind of
fun and
fun. We were doing like a little bit more harder stuff, not really jam stuff anymore. More like songs with distortion, and it was just fun. It was fun playing music, and then we brought Jim in, and we kind of came out with this little batch of songs. The ones that this one and that song Did Ya were sort of in that same boat where we kind of wrote them together and contributed parts. And so this is one that we were really like all kind of in on that songwriting process and kind of put us in a sort of direction. I don't think we really have a direction, but that's sort of kind of I think what we shoot for in a song.
Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows how it ends. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows how it ends.
I feel like the song has a few kind of distinct sections. So was it a situation where like different people kind of came up with the different sections, or did you more kind of collaborate on all of them?
Yeah, kind of like I had that beginning part with the verse in the beginning, and then that kind of distorted part, the down and down again. Jim came in with that bass solo as like something unrelated. He's like, guys, check it out. I'm doing this. And he was tapping the bass like with the thing, and we were like, oh, that's cool. And kind of just, I figured just like worked it into the song. So that was sort of came out of just playing it and trying it out.
It's mostly you guys up front, writing everything. Adam usually brings it all, and then Jim will digest it, and he'll come back the next time and just have a total direction for it, and 15 harmonies, and
he's definitely
everything he wants to do with it. Like,
he's definitely vocally, he's the strongest guy in the band. He always is the one that will work out harmonies, or he has an ear for things that I don't necessarily have an ear for.
Mm-hmm. We haven't really talked about the lyrics at all.
A lot of times, like I think in the case of that song, I'll write something I like on guitar and then mold lyrics to them. Like I'm not someone who just sits and writes out lyrics and is like, okay, now how can I craft this into a song? So like the lyrics pretty much came out of the rhythm of the song. So like that down, down, and up, down made me want to have lyrics that had that very rhythmic kind of approach to them. So a lot of times I'll sing when I'm coming up with a song initially, I'll sing just words, sort of ad-lib them, and then kind of piece them together after that. So a lot of the lyrics I write these days, I'm a very big fan of lyricists who can say something very real in a very witty way. Like the first person that always comes to mind when I think of lyrics that I love is someone like, there's a guy, Jake McKelvey. He's like a fairly local musician, but I love his lyrics, who has the ability to like just be able to say something that's like they would say it and not try and be like overly poetic or overly sentimental or say things that should be in a song or used to be in a song, like talk about like hopping trains or something. Like I'm getting the first train out of town. Like no one's taking a train out of town. You know what I mean?
And it's not getting easier to go. It's a big do or die world. It's a lay down and cry world. It's a what in the hell am I doing and why world. And you have to leave much sooner than me.
Long story short, a lot of the lyrics I've been writing just deal with the complex of aging, I guess. And where are you at this moment in your life? Is it where you should... A lot of my lyrics deal with that, I feel like. Where should I be? Is this what it is? Is this all there is? Is this it? Blah, 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 that kind of stuff. So this one actually comes from... I spent the 2 years in Korea, and that's where the title comes from. And just coming back and having like a full 2-year gap from living in the United States. And coming back and starting a life here again and picking up where you left off with that gap, or having a completely different experience living somewhere else that doesn't apply here anymore. So it's like I reference like hearing about like he was getting married and just like kind of these things.
So the first verse talks about leaving memories in a box over the sea. And then the sort of section after that big guitar riff comes in where it's a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
So those are like finding out what people have been doing while you've been gone.
Yeah, catching up, or just like having that complex of having to go through those small talk questions over and over again. At least at the time I wrote the song, that's what it felt like. You know, everyone you meet is like, oh, heard you were in Korea. That must have been an experience, blah, blah, blah. Like all that stuff, you know, over and over again, having this. Or the same thing, like, oh, so what are you up to now? You know, saw on Facebook you finished grad school. Cool, what are you doing? And all those small conversations happening over and over and over again in a very short span of time, because you're meeting everyone in person for the first time in years.
Are you still making money? Are you still getting by? Are you still running from the Indians? Are you in another life? I heard you were getting married. 2 years really flies right by. I heard you grow old and patriotic with those flags way up high.
Still running from the Indians?
That's kind of referring to like I don't know, just I guess I was bringing into account the mentality of some maybe older generations or different people. That's just more of a social commentary line. I don't know, I just like the way it flowed. That's all.
You've said 4 different things about that line now.
It's a very mobile line, yeah. It can be.
Right. Well, it does sort of go into the, I heard you grew old and patriotic.
Wave those flags way up high.
Right.
Just in terms of like, as I feel like generally as an American species, when people get older and older, they cling more and more to their patriotism. I'd put this song as more of a manifesto.
Okay.
I just feel like I was just trying to get a lot of ideas out without really one cohesive statement. The lyrics don't really have a linear story to them. It's not really necessarily one point in time. Just at the time that it was written, I think the lyrics, I just wanted to have something that got it all out there, sort of a general emotional feeling or tension I kind of had going on, or maybe even a little bit of like a insecurity about where I was, or like if there are any should have dones or should do next.
Don't wait until your body's ready, until your mind is dead, until you're out of time. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I do want to talk about the drums. So, I mean, since it's a song of parts and also it doesn't seem like it has a real regular structure. So how do you approach figuring out what's appropriate? And are you also making suggestions to other people about what they should be doing or things like that?
I will. Usually they won't listen.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
So, sometimes I make some suggestions because I also play guitar, so I have ideas there.
Well, sometimes we listen, like that ending of Chemtrails.
I got one, yeah.
That was it. Yeah, he was like, I want to do this like
But
punk ending. We did it, and we love it.
And even if you are everything I'm not,
For the most part, though, I don't. There's nothing I think needs to change. They just write it, and I follow along, and I try to follow Jim, drum
Right.
and bass, lock in. That's why it's always interesting when it's just you and I playing.
Yeah.
Then I'm just following you, going off.
I always mention this when we have the chance to play as a duo. I like that, even live, I like the kind of spontaneity, because I'll try and do things a little bit differently in the song. Because when you have all three, you kind of do like you rehearsed more, because then it's three people depending on each other.
Right.
But when it's like two, like I might try palm muting a part for a change where it's actually normally like distorted or louder.
I kind of take a page from like Dave Grohl, where it's just make nice little fills that are memorable, but I don't try to overplay. I really just try to keep it solid on the recordings. And then maybe live, we can develop some more stuff. As you get comfortable with them, you naturally just go off and do some other things. But I keep it pretty simple and just kind of follow along. And
So if people want to hear more of your music, what should they do?
The best way to hear the music is we have a Bandcamp and a SoundCloud. So
the Adjuncts.
theadjuncts.bandcamp.com. And SoundCloud is soundcloud.com/theadjuncts. Or probably easier, just search The Adjuncts and we'll come up.
And I'll link to it. I put together show notes for these things and post them online, so I'll put
Cool.
links to all that.
And we do have a Pinterest. So
Awesome.
if you're into pinning, we have a few boards.
Boards such as?
We have a Bruce Springsteen board. We have one, I think, on beards. I have one for banjos because I play banjo.
Some recipes.
Some recipes, some foods we like.
We're going to develop it and put like all of our instruments. I thought that's interesting for somebody. I know a lot of people might go like, what kind of pedal is that? What kind of sound is it?
We could.
To have that kind of information out there,
It's
like,
an
here it is.
unexplored. We made
It's
it. We made it just to grab that, Pinterest the Adjuncts before someone
Right.
else did, but
Yeah, Pinterest is the
largely unexplored. I think I picked all those boards day one and then just told people we had a Pinterest.
The thing about the Pinterest was too when we're considering like a Facebook or something like that, or like a Twitter, is that it's less like me. You know what I mean? It's like go on
I'm
there.
very anti having a Facebook page.
He is.
But I guess on like Bandcamp, you can list your shows.
Yes, that's
too.
true.
So
can.
maybe we can make that a new feature we add. We'll throw our upcoming shows on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, people in the Providence or greater Rhode Island area can look for posters on telephone poles. That's what they're called.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Yeah.
All the main streets.
Well, if people want to hear my music, you can go to music.jwgh.org or probably just Google my name, Jacob Haller, and my music's there, my upcoming dates and whatnot. And I also have a website for Tell Me About Your Song. It's tellmeaboutyoursong.com. And I post the show notes on Tumblr at yoursongpodcast.tumblr.com, and I'll put links to the Bandcamp page and whatnot there.
I do have a Tumblr.
Oh.
Coldsoupy.tumblr.com. So maybe we can
Cold Soupy.
soup. It's Cold Soup is the title, but
Yeah.
coldsoup.tumblr was taken,
Okay.
so Cold Soup with a Y.
Yes.
.tumblr.com. So I do a lot of I post a lot of our concert posters on that and stuff.
Oh, perfect. So check that out. And with all that said, we're going to listen to the song we've been talking about, 2 Years by the Adjuncts.
Ooh, I left all of my memories in a box over the sea. It's not really what's in your hands, it's what's in your heart. Ooh, everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows how it ends. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows how it ends. Call out to me in your darkest of dreams. You know nothing can hurt you now. You know everything you need to know, and your dreams can't hurt you in the morning. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows how it ends. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows how it ends. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows how it ends. Everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows how it ends. Are you still making money? Are you still getting by? Are you still running from the Indians? Are you in another life? I heard you were getting married. 2 years really flies right by. I heard you grow old and patriotic. With those flags way up high. Oh, 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 oh.
did the lyrics sort of come at the same time, or
Yeah, a lot of time. Oh, sorry. Ooh.
watch that pop filter there, man? That thing costs $10.
It's a nice filter.
It is a nice filter.
Yeah. Sorry.